today we will see content from DataX and a person called ITCO601. Yes, this guy. Oi, let's see. ITCO601, super awesome guy. He heads the data initiative at Berkeley University, where they do projects on data science.
Pakistani?
Originally, I guess. Do you think it's Pakistani? Yeah. Okay, that's wonderful. I mean, probably he's American now. Awesome. All right, so we will learn a lot of things today. A lot of things. A lot of things. So let's start, because we don't have a lot of time. So the first thing that is very interesting to understand is that this ITCO601 and Berkeley University, they have a blog called DataX blog, Data-X blog. And you can find all slides and all this content for free because Berkeley has a tradition of open source. And so everything they do is open source. All the slides, everything. And I think that's wonderful. So here you can learn a lot about data science, useful data science. And they talk about rapid learning and implementation, okay, like which is what we want, yes. And you can do the course online. And I mean, everything available online. This is super useful. Video lectures, how to learn Python, notebooks and GitHub, yes. A bootcamp website, how to install the hardware you need, lots of tutorials, the math tutorials, stuff like that. Anyway, everything is here. This is some student project that I think we can watch them now. So they do workshops where are you familiar with workshops here where you build an app as a senior project? Yeah? Or you build something. You did a senior project when you graduated here? Yeah, so it's project. So you can do projects with data also, with data science. Not with apps, but with their data. So typical project is, for example, this one. Oh, this is a bit boring, but there was one about traffic. Let's see, what is it? Here. This project is about road safety evaluation. So imagine you had access to the RTA data in Dubai, and they could organize a hackathon or something, and they would say, hey, we have all this data about all the traffic in Dubai. What could we do to improve our lives with this data? So you could say, hey, well, we could use AI, and this is what they propose here. If I can. Here. This is a PDF, yeah. So this is New York. This is Central Park. You see this thing here? So they have all the data and say, we could, look, in New York there's 620, so the first they do descriptive analytics on the data set. 622 traffic accidents every day. Information. Every day. Not deaths, traffic accidents. And then it's like, why don't we use the shape, maybe the road is the culprit sometimes. So why don't we try to identify these hotspots with AI or something? So this is the data set. We got this. We got 8,000 images of cross intersections in Manhattan. We have traffic accidents from the NYPD, which is the New York Police Department. And so we map the accidents to the maps. And then what they do is very interesting. Maybe it's an overkill, but they do a convolutional neural network to find out. That's not important. What's important is blah blah blah, la 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 la, technically, and then they will rate they will look at images of crossroads and see if with the image you can predict how dangerous is the crossroad from the image. I don't know, maybe if there's a traffic light there, it's safer. And then they try to learn something to give advice to the government to say, hey, look, there's this very easy way to improve traffic safety is by whatever it is they discovered. Does that make sense? Descriptive, from descriptive to predictive, develop a model, and then learn something prescriptive. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Okay, awesome. Make sense? It doesn't need to work, but it's a very interesting project exercise. I don't know if it worked very well or not. But the important thing is that they put the code online here on GitHub. And this is how you should start working from now on. Put your code, put your presentation on GitHub.
So show us how to use it.
Okay.
But first we have to have a presentation. We have to have something to put in GitHub.
And
we are still learners, we are still beginners.
Yes, and that's why I will award you a bonus point if your project is on Slack.
What do you mean?
That if it's not Slack, you will get -1 bonus point.
Which project?
The final, all the projects that we do here from now on.
What do you mean?
Your final project here.
You mean we post it in Slack?
I want to see it on Slack, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
What's hard to put?
No, sorry, not Slack, GitHub.
Ah, yeah.
All these apps sound the
Slack,
same.
Slack,
Sorry,
Slack.
sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I have a lot of things in my head.
So you will take the golden man.
I catch the mistake, so I get it, I keep it for a minute. Yeah. Okay, you get it?
GitHub, it's a little bit complicated. I tried
It
this
is
today.
not
You told me
complicated.
that Kaggle is the really better. Kaggle is better.
Okay. GitHub is to host code, to host a project where you want people to help you.
I want to join GitHub.
Yes, excellent. I like that. So I'm going to force you to put your project and to use GitHub. GitHub. Got it?
Got it.
Okay, maybe we can do a class on GitHub actually. It's very useful. You'd like that?
Yes.
Yes.
It will take 3 hours though. It will take the 3 hours. Good. Wonderful. Awesome, super awesome. So we have a lot of topics on the, can somebody put this on Slack, like the back burner? Workshop, Lean UX, GitHub workshop. Okay, cool. So this one project, I think it's very nice. Let's look at another interesting project. Okay, another one was very good. Let's go into it. This project is called Clubhouse. So this it's like one poster presentation of the project. You see it. It's a very good presentation also. Funded in blah blah blah. They call it blah 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 blah. Sports-based has and then at the source there is an opportunity to create a platform maximum. Currently, California is organized data available. However, because the college team is not generating as much revenue as professional teams, the budget is smaller, and they cannot simply hire analysts on staff. All right. Do you know the movie Moneyball? If you're going to watch a movie about related to this subject, it should be Moneyball. I was gonna write it, but I forgot I have Google here, so there's no point. You catch me? Moneyball. Moneyball. So this movie I resisted watching this movie for a long time, a few years actually, but then I realized it was a very good movie, and I was in a plane, and I had nothing else to do, so I watched it. It was okay. It's not a great movie, but it tells you about the power of data science. I love that there's never sound here. It was in the 70s, I think, or 60s, 70s, or 80s. I don't remember. But you know, baseball is the most popular sport in America. Did you know that? I didn't know that. It's baseball. It's not American football. It's baseball. No, no, no. By money, it's baseball. NBA is small fish. Football, nothing. American football, yes, but baseball is the number one. Anyway, at that time, the way clubs were managed was by hunch. Like, the most important thing clubs did was select players, good players, hopefully, and then hope that the team would work very well. And this guy, Brad Pitt, plays a character that says, no, let's use Excel, and let's not look at how popular the player is. Let's look at the numbers, how many strikes, how many this and that. And he did that, and he converted a team that was like so-so, and they almost won the title that year. And after that, all the other teams realized, oh my God, we have to use data science, otherwise we're going to die. And that changed the game. And now, if you look in sports, there's a lot of companies that measure everything a player does, like number of missed passes, number of assists. But there's companies doing incredible software measuring all these. It's very interesting if you like sports. Got it? That's the movie about. And this project is kind of a charity project. It's about doing Moneyball for that don't have enough money to hire a data scientist in-house. They don't call it data scientist, they call it analyst.
Why is it called Moneyball?
Why is it called Moneyball?
Related to the sport.
Because I think in baseball there is a ball.
Money.
And money, how you spend the money to hire the players. Like, do you invest the money in this guy or in this guy? So it became very profitable thanks to, I guess. I don't like the name either, but it's an interesting movie. Like, you will see how was data scientist 50 years ago or something. It was like.
You told us at the beginning of the picture to care about the reasons behind things, yeah?
I'm sorry, I cannot give you a better.
He was asking us, do you know why Java is called Java?
Here, Jumana, take it. Why is Moneyball called Moneyball?
قبل ما تيجي قلت له هيك سالنا انت بتعرف ليش جافا اسمها جافا؟ We said no. Do you know why Python is called Python? We said no. Do you know why Spark is called Spark? We said no. Now you're asking, do you know why it's Moneyball?
I did not plan to talk about Moneyball today, but I thought that talking about this movie will help you understand the project. This is the reason why Moneyball is called Moneyball. The Art of Winning an Unfair Game is a book by Michael. I guess that's the reason. It's a book, and it's about winning unfairly or an unfair game. So this small club didn't have enough money, but they managed to kind of win an unfair game. Does that make sense to you? Aisha, does it make sense to you?
They didn't have enough money, and then
I think that's the book on which the movie is based. Oh, Berkeley is in Oakland, by the way. The Berkeley University is in Oakland. So the book was called Moneyball, and now we need to find out why the book was called Moneyball. But that's your job. No, in this class, no thinking. Data only. What?
Did you see
Could be, but could be something else. Like, we need to find out. Bonus point, whoever finds out first, after the class. Okay, got it? So that would be doing Moneyball. So they are good in data science. They're students. They have free time. I'm going to make an automated Python notebook that makes your Moneyball prediction and stuff like that. Sounds good?
Sure.
Interesting project, right? So look at the format, how we explain the project. It's a poster, and always a demo website or some important website, usually GitHub or something. Cool. So if you want, you can do a project like this one based on data, or combine it, data and chatbot. Yeah?
Combine chat and what? Data.
Questions? Awesome. Right.
Project based on real data
Or fake data? Or what, Jumana?
I mean, like a real case. I can take one of my school's case, data and yeah, or any data set from the internet or from anywhere. Either this or that. Just we have to have data and then we analyze and then.
You don't need to program the whole thing. You can do like a MVP or prototyping. We will choose the format later, but I think poster is very nice to explain it.
So you want it to be a poster?
I think it's good, so we can decide this later, but I think it's a good idea. Because you can hang it later somewhere. And I think that's cool. But the format will be the same for everybody. And then code, some code or something. Sounds good? Awesome. Now let's look at this guy, how they do it. Look, they make a profile on GitHub, and then they make a folder called DataX. And these are the presentations. So let's watch at the guide for resources. So I would like kind of click on it, which I did before, I think.
So you share this link in GitHub, admin and Slack?
Yes, it's already been shared last week, but I will reshare it with.
The one we last week is DataX 01 introduction, Python Jupyter basis.
Yes, that's the one I just reposted now. This one, and that's Slack. Awesome. And now let's see. I just opened the presentation. So in Slack, in GitHub, you can upload code, but you can also upload documentation. So people started using it as to put PDFs, slides, and also you can make this your homepage. Change this into a homepage, where, like literally a homepage that doesn't look like GitHub. You get it? It's very cool, but only one page you can do that. Yeah.
Can you do a homepage here?
Many companies start looking at your GitHub to see if you really know how to code or not. I had a friend, acquaintance. His name is, what's his name? I forgot. Dutch guy, and they use AI to look at the people on GitHub, look at their code, look at their style of coding, and then say, for this JavaScript project, we need this kind of guy from all the people in GitHub. Interesting, right? I don't think it didn't work. It didn't work. No. The wife of another guy, what's her name? Genevieve Johnson, wife of, come on, Tesla investor. Oh, I forgot the name. Steve Jurvetson. Steve Jurvetson. Wife. Perfect. So the wife of Steve Jurvetson. The wife of Steve, this is Steve Jurvetson, is a great guy. He invested in Tesla and SpaceX and many other projects. My favorite investor. This is his wife, Genevieve Wolf. And we're friends on Facebook, but Genevieve, I think she has a startup that they do also, it's called Fetcher. They do this, they apply AI to human resources. Fetcher, previous knowledge scout, combines artificial intelligence and human expertise to fill open positions at a fraction of time of the traditional recruitment tools. Do you know how much money it costs to recruit someone? How much money does it cost to recruit someone to a company?
It depends on the company.
A normal company, standard company.
Programming or what?
Programming.
Programming. All language to recruit.
No, you measure this in salary month of the employee. So what, 1 month salary, 2 month salary, 3 month salary, 6 month salary? How much do you think it costs to a company to fill a position?
To hire a developer? Yeah,
You know, you have to call a recruiter, hire the recruiter to find you the developer, the right developer, and the recruiter will say, this will take this much time and this much money. And the money is about 6 months the salary of the...
They do that?
Oh yeah.
Not the HR and
Sometimes the HR does it internally, but the cost, if you want to pay someone to do it, it's about 6 months salary of the person you are recruiting. It varies, but more or less. You get it? It's not cheap. 6 months salary. It's half year. So these guys and many people thought, let's use AI to lower the cost of that. To replace the human guy, the human recruiter, it's a job. Have you seen this job? Those people, their job is to find jobs for other people.
There are recruitment companies.
They're called headhunters. Yeah.
Okay, so these people are replacing these companies?
They say they make AI to replace. This is the kind of startup that is popular now.
what do you think the amount range that they pay?
To who?
The recruiters.
If,
They are trying to
6 months, but what
so if the salary is 30,000 dirhams, so multiply 6 by 30,000.
just to search for employees?
Uh-huh.
I think it's like, and I could hold my
So if it's McDonald's level staff, it's cheaper. If it's waiters or something, it's cheaper. But in engineering positions, that is very good. In this is in America. But if you had to hire a developer on JavaScript, not so easy.
Yearly, that's 130.
To hire a developer that doesn't quit after 2 weeks, you know what I mean?
This is a risk. That's why you have to.
Well, that's why it costs 6 months salary. And the higher you go, the more expensive. So that's why they charge in month salary. Does that make sense? So this is an interesting business. It's a typical business now in California. It's like AI to look at very expensive service like lawyer, education, hospital bills, pam. That's typical startup. Sounds good? Anyway, just a very quick parenthesis. So these guys put the presentation here, and let's see what they did. Actually, I'm gonna open it here because it's faster. Okay, hold on. Opa. Opa, not this one, the other one. So if you go to Dropbox, you will see 2 presentations for the week 6, which are the same that are on GitHub. They are exactly the same, so it's just for convenience. So I'm gonna open the small one first. This is what they teach in the presentation, basically. And the center, this data center is called Sutarja Center, okay? For Entrepreneurship Technology. And what they do is they take technology people like you and they teach them important business things like MVP, iterate, prototype, and stuff like that. So they become successful entrepreneurs. It's very cool, right? So this is slides to show people that are going to do like a hackathon to how to do a project like the ones we saw before. And there is a mentor that helps you, and the groups are 5, and you have like a few weeks, and they say don't code, do a low-tech demo. This is what we call MVP. Some demos can be done with cardboard. Other prototypes is like doing a theater play. For example, are you familiar with Deliveroo? This app that you order food? Are you familiar with it? Deliveroo. What's the name? Okay, you know Talabat.
Yes.
So if you were to prototype Talabat, what would you do? Would you do a paper prototype? Would you use just in mind? What would you do? Would you make a fake video? So one way to do it is to make a small theater play. Like I pretend to have the mobile phone here, I pretend to use the app, maybe it's some paper prototype, and then another person in the team is the delivery guy and knocks on the door and and then you simulate, not a video, as for yourself to understand what things you didn't think about that make this app impossible or possible. Does this make sense? Using theater as a prototyping tool. It's yeah, you cannot. Just for you. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's useful for sale. I don't know.
So it's giving ourselves continuous feedback regarding what we are doing.
It's like the remember Jeff Hawkins with the pilot palm and the pen. The same, but with theater. And then you realize, oh, it will take 50 minutes to reach from the parking to here. It will not work in a university. Or, oh, the security guy will not let him in. Oh, we need to provide the phone numbers. You know what I mean? It will, when you do it in reality, physically, it's also a very good way to prototype things, not just in the computer all the time, because at the end, people are in a real world. Yes? So, just a very quick. So, low-tech demo means, because these guys are Berkeley people, code, and if they don't code, they think they're not working. No, a low-tech demo can mean many things. It could be a cardboard if you're designing a new microwave. Yes? This is the structure they do. They can brainstorm on a challenge, propose a low-tech solution. That's the first prototype, or MVP. And then they can start executing and iterating. Like, there's this keyword here called Agile Sprint. So remember those cycles I showed you before? That's called once. That's like once. What they do is they organize the work. Instead of waterfall, they divide the work in sprints. And they say, these 2 weeks, we have to program this functionality of the app. And they work, and the last day of the week, they have to do a presentation, everybody together, and they show what they did. And the next week, they say, and these 2 weeks, we're going to do this. And it has been shown that doing these mini sprints motivates people because you have a clear thing to do. Whereas if you tell people you have 4 months or to do this, and there's no deadlines, there's no milestone, it's like if you didn't have midterms and quizzes. You would not study at all, you would not work. So it's the same for adults. They call it sprint because I cannot call them you're a kid. And the last day is called demo or die, where you have to show a demo.
Okay, just back to the slide, sorry. Just back to the slide. So now we started learning DataX, yeah? DataX, and you saw
This is how they work. I just show you how
they were cool, the people of DataX?
the people from the West Coast in America, and specifically the people from Berkeley, when they want to teach people like you how to do a cool data science project.
When they teach people how to create a data science project?
Yes.
They go through this process?
Yes.
Okay. And those people are the main, those people are the main contributors to this website, or the main...
The people who made these slides is ITCO601. Yes. I just wanted to show how they think, yeah?
Okay.
So, look, they have project categories like business use case, social impact, just cool, novel research, improved data pipeline, that's system improvement. So you make something cheaper, better, or you help people or NGO. Right. And if you're in America and you do a project involving Alexa, Alexa has a lot of money they have prizes and competitions, but if you're not in America, you cannot access, so I'm sorry. What else? Another interesting thing, this is the blog they use that you can check. It's absolutely incredible. If you are, I think you can access this too. If you need AWS, this is for a very big project, but I don't think you need it. AWS is computing time. All the apps today, most of them, they run on AWS, servers owned by Amazon, and you rent them. When I was a student and we make an app, we rent server from Bluehost or one of these companies. My friend had his own server, so he would pay his own server. It was hosted somewhere. But it's been shown that this is very expensive because to manage a server, you have to security patches. It's a full-time job, and if you're small, it's crazy. But so then came AWS, Amazon, and computers that they use internally. So Amazon was very smart, and this is one of the great ideas they had. They say, we have so many sub-companies inside Amazon, but they all need a website and a lot of computing power to process their customers, stuff like that. So Amazon has Alexa, but it has a lot of stuff. It's not only the website, it has many other stuff. So Jeff Bezos said, I want to measure everything. I want to measure how much computing power every section, every part of the company is consuming. And people say, why do you need to measure it? We are the same company. So I want to measure it because I said so. And then they say, okay, all the compute and all the stuff that provides service to all these parts of the company, it's going to be internally like a separate company. And if you are here, like you have to rent. So what they did is, okay, you, this part of the company, you have your services running here, and every month we bill you how much computing time you used. And this meant that a new department wanted to start, needed a new website and a new this and a new that, they would ask, hey, I want this and this. So they created like an interface so you could set it up quickly. And it was so well made and so successful that they said, we can sell this service to other people outside Amazon too. And that's how AWS, Amazon Web Services, started. And now it's a huge, 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 huge business. It is so big that they're planning to spin it out of Amazon because it's super huge. And what's the great idea is that it saves time if you're small. You don't want to be thinking about your browser, version, system operate. You don't want to, you're busy with your own stuff. So you don't care to pay a bit more. And the other great thing is that you're a small app. Imagine one day you become very popular. This used to happen a lot. What happens? If you own your own server, which is configured for small traffic, when a lot of people come, it crashes. But AWS, because it's dynamic, they can say, yeah, we'll bill you more this month. So yes, bill me more. I have more customers, no problem. You get it? It's dynamic. It's great. It's a brilliant idea. It was so brilliant that Microsoft copied with Azure, and everybody else started copying it. Google also copied it. Well, everybody. Got it? Alibaba.
So instead of having our own server, they provide us like a virtual server.
Server on demand. Yeah, a virtual server.
In the cloud.
Yeah. Yes. And that's what's called the cloud. But that's the big idea behind the cloud is this one.
But of course, with a specific capacity, yeah. Like we have certain capacity.
Depends on the plans, and I don't know, but it's dynamic. It's much better than having your own server.
Yeah, sure.
They made so much money with this. So they have this and the Google Cloud. So you can, if you need to run a small app or something, you can use. But I don't think your project is going to be so big. If you need, we have in the lab we have computational credits for Amazon. So if you need it, we can give it to you. It's no problem.
Doctor, what about ITCO601?
What about it?
Do they provide, if we, for example, if we create a mobile application, will they provide us an opportunity to like kind of let this virtual server or a capacity to
Salat?
for our apps? Or no, like they don't have relation with this?
Salat?
Yeah?
Yes, they have.
They
They have
provide?
two data centers in UAE,
Okay.
and one is in Lane, the other I think is in Korea.
One is in Alain? Oh, cool.
Okay, they provide
They
such an
provide the
opportunity.
services, cloud services,
I didn't know that.
at Amazon or Google.
It's the quality and the kind of service they provide also, right? Like a data center is one thing. In Amazon, you can have a GPU. You can rent a GPU, and you can specify the brand.
What is GPU?
It's a special computer to do special things. You can specify a lot of stuff, yeah? It's all of the configuration, the detail, and all that stuff. Data center is more like to store data, right?
Salat is more expensive, like 10 times more than AWS or Google Cloud. Like monthly, if
I didn't know that.
Of course, it will be expensive,
Okay.
yeah.
They have resources here where you can learn apply like really useful data science. Like if you like this Python notebook stuff, it's very good. They recommend this book, which is Python and TensorFlow. Do you know what is TensorFlow?
It's one of the libraries in Python
To do what?
well, to be interact with the like charts.
Yes. TensorFlow is a way to do AI on the cloud. It's the interface. We will see it later. It's Python basically. It's Python code to do neural networks, operations, stuff like that. Because you cannot do it on the laptop when the data set is very big. You have to do it on the cloud, so it's an interface to the cloud. Does that make sense? Like say, you can do operation, we'll see it later. So this is the book they recommend. Aha, look at this. They use GitHub to collect homework. Great. GitHub, educationgithub.com. Wow, you know, like 2 years ago, GitHub was a small website to do all this stuff. GitHub Classroom, oh my goodness. Ooh, I have to skill up. You okay? What's going on?
Someone's thinking.
Somebody got an A or something? All right, GitHub. And Anaconda, what's Anaconda? Do you know Python, right?
Yeah.
Because of snake?
The snake, which is not because of the snake, okay? Well, there's a bit of controversy, but it's because Monty Python was a famous comedian.
Why this language are linked to the snakes?
This is the Monty Python group. And everybody in Europe, and Python was invented in the Netherlands by a guy called Guido van Rossum. Everybody grew up, especially in the Netherlands, watching these guys who are really funny. Ha ha ha, you should laugh now. So if you talk to anybody above 40 years old, they're influenced by this culture, European or American, okay? And these guys, let's go to the spam. Spam.
So Python is the name of Monty is the
This
first
is
name
will
and
not-
Python is the family name?
No, this is the name of the group, like Kim Kardashian, or like, no, like, who do you know now?
Famous like
Which famous groups do you know? Backstreet Boys, do you know that one? No. Bad Direction, what did you say? Like Madonna. Madonna, one name. Monty Python, another name, as a group of comedians.
Oh, okay. Okay, what's the relation between them and the programming language?
Yeah.
Python, Python.
Okay, the one who invented Python was
He liked Monty Python.
That's it?
that's it?
Yeah,
Really?
ask him. His email is guido.vanrossum@google.com.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's alive. He's 50 something. Yeah.
I want to talk to him.
I talked to him once. He's very nice. He's a really cool guy. Guido van Rossum. He's probably on Facebook. Rossum. Guido van Rossum. Oh, look, he's 63 now. Oh my God, he's on Twitter. Why don't you ask him?
Okay.
Bonus point if you ask him. That's him.
Oh.
Yeah, I chat by email with him once. Look, he has a page in the Python. Anyway, you can ask him.
I will tell him I'm DataScience student.
He may remember me because one day I programmed Python in Spanish and I sent him the link and he did the test. So I wanted to check if you're Spanish or if you program Python in your native language, because Python is English, right? Python is English, right?
Yes,
Yes, it's English.
Smart.
Can you program in Arabic?
You could make,
what you did.
yeah. So you could you could make an interface where you program in Arabic language, like instead of 4x from this and this, I don't know how you say it in Arabic. How do you say it?
Alif, ba, sin, sad, this.
Alif, ba, sin, sa, sa, typing, and then see. I made a small test. The test was as a task, IQ task. I tell the student it's an IQ test, but it's not an IQ test. It was an experiment. Do it as fast as possible, and then you check how many mistakes they did and how much time they took to complete. So it was funny. So I sent him, and he was upset, saying, "Why is not my native language, Netherlands? I only did it in Spanish against English." So we found that when you program in your native language, you make less mistakes, but you take more time. When you program in English and you're not native English speaker, you
More mistakes,
make more mistakes,
less time.
but the time is faster. Probably because you are so used to, you never program in Spanish or Arabic. The first time you do it, it's going to be like, whoa, what's going on? Does that make sense? But it's a very interesting topic of research, like, does this affect or not? Is it worth making a translation? Because a lot of people spend a lot of time programming. So if you improve 1%, does this make sense? Anyway, it's a good research project, actually. Nobody's doing it though, so maybe it's not such a good idea. I don't know, I should prototype it more. We offered an iPhone, an iPod as a gift for the best, as a raffle. And I did it while I was working at CERN, so I spam all the CERN. and 300 people did it, so it was very interesting. Now back to Python, Monty Python. Oh yeah, this guy, spam. Why is spam called spam? Spam is called spam because there is this TV show where they did this sketch, this scene. You don't have the sound, but anyway, there's this restaurant and there's only a spam in the menu. Spam, spam. And then spam with sausages. We have spam with sausages and spam with eggs and spam with this, spam and spam with the spam. And then say, I would like to take some spam and spam, but without spam. Okay, but I like spam, spam, and then okay, got it? And that's why spam is called spam. That's it. Because of Monty Python. Joke break is over. Now let's go to the slides. They take the attendance using a Google form. I think I'm going to copy this. It's great, right? So you have to go there and put your attendance. I don't have to do anything. Okay, so let's go with the presentation. Oh, it's 7:30. I think we should stop. We'll stop here. This presentation, maybe you can watch it at home, and then the next week we will see it, and we will program a bit more of Python notebooks. And if somebody wants to program, checks the code that we will use, which is posted on Slack, and wants to do the presentation of this little code, which is basically the basic Python commands, so you get comfortable with it, and then a small AI model, that'd be great, so I don't have to talk so much in the class. Questions?
Doctor, you told me not to fork in GitHub, yeah?
Okay, because you cannot run the Python notebook on GitHub. To run a Python notebook, you can download the code and run it locally or upload it to Kaggle.
Okay.
That's why I told you not to run it on GitHub.
Okay, then if you want us to do our projects in GitHub, we will not use Python?
No. No. GitHub is to show projects, not to run them.
So we can program in Kaggle and everything in Kaggle, but
You
then
usually program locally, and then when you finish your work of art, you publish it in GitHub. GitHub is just to host code, and it's a repository to help other people that are in your project to work together. Remember what we said in the other class?
yeah.
It's for that. The thing is that because cool projects are hosted on GitHub, people think it's a showcase place. And people use it to find good programmers and all that stuff. But that was not the original function of GitHub. It's to host code so you can work together. It's not to run code.
Okay.
To run code, Kaggle now is so much better, right?
Okay, so the real work will be on Kaggle.
Outside. This is just to publish and to show it and to share it. To share it, not to host it. Does it make sense? Maybe someday GitHub will do like Kaggle, but I don't know yet. Because GitHub can host any language, anything. C++, Java, JavaScript is not, can host anything. But Java doesn't run on the website. C++ doesn't run on the browser. It runs on a, so you know, it's hosting, it's the repository. But that's it. Cool? Questions? Okay, so Jumana got the golden coin. Congratulations. And people that has not finished the chatbot, next week you present, and next week we will go through these slides. And I'll put a poll, so if you want to do a workshop of Lean UX, and the other one, which is what?
Yeah,
And the GitHub, become a pro in GitHub, which everybody here in this university should take, not just you. Okay, cool. Awesome. Questions? Good. Raya, let's check your test.